Alright, we're back for more. Oh god, we're not. Back for more AirMech pubcasting. I don't know any of the people in this match. Haven't played with any of the. Oh god, no. No, don't leave. I'm pubcasting. Um. They're just leaving and then joining and then leaving and then joining. And then when one leaves, the other joins. It's hilarious. So right now we have a match between Icizzle. I'll take that. I guess I'll take that. Mobs in AirMech 9076 and somebody who left. Davian Co, Vivs, and MNM So this is gonna be fun. I don't know any of these people. I think I've seen MNob in matches, but so blue team we have Vivs, Icizzle, Mobzin on Striker, Osprey, Striker respectively, and AirMech 9076, MNob, Davian Co on red team, Striker, Osprey, Bomber, which is actually a pretty good lineup. 3 different AirMechs. Striker gives you offensive capability. Osprey allows you to push while also healing your units. And the Bomber allows you to be really defensive. If someone's coming up on your outpost and you don't want them there, you can just keep dropping bombs on all the infantry they drop, and no one will... Well, you won't be able to do too much. So we're going to look at the start of the match here. On red team, we have Lunchbox, couple T99s. So I have a Moneymaker. So 2, 4, 6, and then of course someone has got to do the infantry to take over this point at the beginning of the match. Looks like we have a fairly non-standard build here. We have no defensive structures except for maybe one Seeker, but he's probably going along with the initial rush. And a crap ton of boomers. Now the thing about the boomers here is that they're going to run in towards this point. They're going to walk in, 4 of them, and then they're going to push out and come back towards this mid. And they're going to wreck that defense pretty fat. Okay. They're going to make sure that the boomers don't run away by putting down some infantry to go in beforehand. But MNob is going to see it. He totally saw it. While scouting, sees that there's nothing, absolutely nothing, so he's going to take out this Moneymaker. Vivs is going to try and defend it. MNob just runs away. There's a crap ton of rockets following him, but he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind one bit. So this is what I was talking about this defense. Now, the boomers try to rush in because they want to take the point. And look at that, look at that. That was like no effort from them. They didn't even help. And of course, missiles flying through the actual outpost and hitting the other side. But look at this. There's only a few left. That's not like you sacrifice some defense in order to have that. And while they've put up some moneymakers after the fact, it still doesn't beat the fact that you have a bunch of T99s and moneymakers and a lunchbox on the red team. And it's showing because red team is taking map control, putting in some infantry towards the center base, 2 arties to start working on this typical firefight that ends up right here. AirMech trying to take out those side neutrals for XP and for a lane. And a beautiful drop there, MNob. He puts down the Seeker while staying in air mode, forces them to try and get away while shooting, waiting for them to pop up. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that strategy. It's really effective. So a lot of infantry going uncontested into the center point. They got it. So now this is Blue's chance to push in and destroy these. Destroy AirMech. Oh, dude, run! Vivs takes out AirMech 9076. Davian Co just farming up on this neutral. Although these blue infantry moving around stops one. Blue team, however, now 1 Seeker and 1 Gemini moving towards the center. They finally take their center point back, and they're just letting infantry walk into the base while MNob is equalizing it, but They should still stop it. They're nice XP waiting for you. It adds up eventually. I don't see much response to this coming from red team. There's no seeker. There's no ground units that I can see. Besides that oh, he just put down a Gemini. MNOB did to help defend it. But those missiles doing a lot of damage. They can keep you off a point. That's for sure. Blue team making very effective use of all of their pads. Moneymakers down on all of them. Their economy is thriving. Absolutely every pad they control has a moneymaker on it. And while these forward ones are easy to lose, they can probably pay for themselves if they're not equalized swiftly. Blue team making a slow creep. Pushing, that was really interesting, pushing Seekers up from behind, just letting them move towards these points. You hit the T command and they move towards the closest occupied outpost, enemy outpost, but letting them walk on by, and they just happen to catch Davy and Co. out of position. Now that one will get destroyed while the other one gets destroyed, but red team technically still has the center point. I can't help but stress how these Mobzin is doing it right now, but how these bear traps need to be placed directly on the entrance. You can put infantry that close, and it makes a difference. So they actually, I like this wall here with the infantry slowly attacking the bear trap. They'll defeat the bear trap in like probably 8 hours, so we'll not watch that. But a lot of boomers coming up from red team, and a lot of just lag. I don't know. Ice is almost dying there to boomers, and probably the Seeker too. I like this neutral. He's the last one on the map. Oh, maybe not 8 hours. That's pretty good. The WASD movement is sticky for whatever reason. I don't like it. For spectator, not for just any person. Dude. This is their push. They gotta push, but they don't have anything to push with. That's the thing, though. Red team doesn't really have any sort of economy that's lending themselves to ground pushing units. Like, they need more Geminis out. MNOB needs to make more Geminis. Davy and Co. needs to make Longhorns, and they just need to push with those. Those are, in my opinion, those are what I would consider to be the metagame now, is you make a bunch of ground units, and then you push them. Davy and Co. transforming. I don't know if due to lag, but that was a very painful death. So this is what I'm talking about, this sort of push that happens. As you take these ground units and you tell them to move forward, and you can take out AirMechs that way. However, these no one's actually upgraded their unit to 3, so we're not seeing any natural creep boomers coming out, but these bear traps are serious business. They don't want anyone taking the center point, because on simple it is just so crucial that you do control it. It decides the map being the center one and being the turning point. However, MNOB is seeing through it. He's taking this back point absolutely on par with what I'm saying. Absolutely just transcending another plane so that he can make my casting more worthwhile. Meanwhile, AirMech is defending that point, while blue team is not reacting whatsoever to it, hoping that these creep will be able to equalize. There's a lot of lag coming out, and it's really annoying, because now I can't move. But I know that the game is still recording. Icizzle's left the game. Vivs has left the game. This is not good. I might have to throw away this cast for it. But basically, if red wins this now, I would actually be somewhat surprised. Blue is doing really well. Icizzle being primarily, I think, the one that was doing a lot of work, though Viv's was taking a lot of experience. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say here. That's interesting. Put the boomer on the hill. I like how he walks away. He's just out of here. Like, bye. Can't even see him. Yeah, he left the game. The freaking boomer left the game. That's how bad it is. Oh, man. Well. Red team making push towards the center. The AI just chilling out, doing their own thing. One thing to note, for those that don't know what the AI can do, is you'll see in the top where their loadouts were, when the AI takes over, when a player disconnects, the loadout that the AI has does not reflect what the player that was there had. So what the AI get is everything. They have like a predetermined set of units that they're like set up to use. For instance, in the game files, there's a unit called the Gorgon, which is like a mounted, it's like a hat on a Longhorn base, so it can actually move and do anti-air and do crap tons of damage and be annoying. But the AI can't use it. So they get a random selection, like this probe. Nobody had the probe. So they get a random selection, or a set selection of every unit, and will happily die to anyone if they're willing to just stick it out. But yeah, that's how the AI works. So you're going to see a lot of weird units being chosen, being put down, etc. You know, like even here in the comment, the spectate, this armadillo that just blew up wasn't in fact Mobzin's. This lag is annoying. 281 ping is just enough to make everything seem a little slower. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, man. So red team, you got 2 people on the enemy team who are bots. Just make your Geminis, make them all, make a couple Seekers to support them, and just push forward. The AI will happily submit themselves to death in front of your wall of epic Geminis. So all you have to do is send them towards the base, and you've won. And even then, like, I stress this, obviously not so much in my casts now, but I'm going to start stressing that scouting is important. That's why Neo's really, really good. He can invis and move past the front line, not taking any Seeker missiles, not taking any heavy anti-air turret fire. He's not noticeable. And then he can come back here and see exactly what the enemy team has, and then they can build off that, whether by backdooring and removing these moneymakers, which will hurt the economy, or just by knowing what they need to push towards. So if they have a crap ton of Seekers, make a bunch of things that you can hide behind to assault a base. Make a bunch of Geminis to push forward while you shoot out the Seekers, whatever it happens to be. If they happen to have a crap ton of heavy armor units sitting in front of the base, you might want to take a few Seekers, put them down here, take a couple artillery, and weaken it up while you have someone else prepare some Geminis to lay down and finish them off. Those sort of on-the-fly decisions and strategy changes can really make the game, and definitely push it towards your favor. So this is what I'm sort of talking about. So they need to just push forward and make sure that they're constantly moving AI, hoping to keep the blue base. If you have enough Seekers here, they just won't be able to land or hover over their base and heal. Davy and Co, you gotta know when to transform. You gotta get up, run to the nearest base and heal. You could just circle strafe it. That's effective here. See, any amount of scouting would have brought somebody over here to take out this moneymaker and, well, destroy the base. If you're smart and you see that they don't have any base defenses, it's probably better off to not try and backdoor it and just wait, build up a bunch of units, send them from some direction they're not expecting, like this top part. They're not expecting anyone to come up this way. Obviously not anymore with the bots, but they weren't during the actual game. So if you take and build a bunch of oh wait, that was actual PvP. AirMech 9076 taking out mobs in. Sweet. But you build up a bunch of Geminis, Longhorns, whatever it happens to be. You could do Jackals with that little base defense. And just you know, run them up the top here. They'll move this way. It's really hard to see on the radar sometimes. You have to pay attention to where all the units are. And you know, they'll come up this side thing and just start wailing on the fortress. And since there's nothing there to defend it, it'll be better off that way. And what's better about that than just backdooring is that if you try and backdoor them every now and then, you'll get little bits of damage off. You will whittle down their fortress. But by then, they've probably realized that they've left something ridiculously unguarded and will start to build up T-99s, hats, seekers, what have you. Oh my god. I haven't been paying attention to this just because I've been focusing on talking, but I liked seeing all these artillery. It felt like death was going to happen. Bring some of the units forward. Help you, if you just spend your time slashing at the door, it's not going to really help. It'll take a while. Level 3 Striker does some decent damage against the door, but that's a sad death. Be killed by, humiliated by basic infantry. Oh well. AirMech just holding off mobs in from defending this. There's really nothing he can do. 2 bots. It's been game over since 2 people disconnected, which is sad, but happens. There we go, there we go. There's the Geminis. Finally. I hate the way that AirMech sometimes, when you have a cast that's going on, and you just like know who the victor is at some point, just because like there's almost no way to come back from it realistically. You're just like, well, that's it. And then I'll just shut up and be quiet while we watch the, you know, fireworks display. I don't like that, but sometimes I gotta figure out other things to talk about. So if you have things that you think I should talk about when a game is absolutely known, like perhaps talking about what one team did wrong or what one team did specifically right, or, you know, certain points in the match that were ridiculously telling of who was going to win, you know, key points, key things. If you have anything else that you think could help me cast that, I want to hear from you. Put it in the comments, send me a message, do whatever you want. Yeah, just tell me about it. Until then, which will be now for you in the future, this cast is over. So thanks for joining us on this unfortunate disconnect match.